Hey guys, it's He Dude. I guess I wanted to do a part 3 talking about the Johnny Test animated series. Again, it's like one of my favorite cartoons from Cartoon Network. That I don't know how, but it literally still has its place on Netflix after all these fucking years. Because I remember I used to watch it 15 years ago, and it's still on there. The one thing I noticed is like I guess they had an original intro on it, or I guess they had an original, completely different ass intro that from like way back in season one. I don't know if you guys remember, but I guess they changed it to what everybody knows it to be now. I mean, I don't know if you ever seen the original intro, but it just literally has the way like Johnny Lou sings it in the intro, just another day in the life of a boy. But then they literally changed it, I guess. Which again, the one that they have now is fine because they ended up really having a completely new one that actually fit the style of the animation in the later seasons, or I guess what the animation ended up becoming in season 2 and 3. Because I know people have said the quality went downhill as the show went on, but I'm like, it's really not that bad. And what's funny about it is like the transition to Johnny Test. I mean, it's kind of fun because I've literally seen quite a bit of videos where people said the, well, I guess the transitions basically just have the same melody, I guess, as they said from Green Day's American Idiot. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, bro, I mean, like, if they did do that, I mean, I don't even know how they even got away with copying that's nuts to me. I mean, another thing I noticed is they changed the voice actor for Dookie because he never came back. Cause I guess he did it. I don't. Again, Dookie is like basically, in my opinion, like sort of like the Brian Griffin of the Johnny Test series. I mean, I don't know. Like from like seasons 1 to 4, I thought he was fucking funny. But then he just kind of, I don't know, he shifted from like being sort of like his best friend to being sort of just like a strict type of person. I don't know. Again, he wasn't not funny, but at the same time, he was just kind of like, I don't know, he just, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, just the tone of the actor who played him is why his whole character just kind of shifted from him being his best friend to just, being sort of, I don't know, I guess he just had a lot of self awareness as time went on because I guess Lewis, sure, Rillo. If I mean, again, I apologize if I butchered that name. I guess voiced him from like seasons 1 through 4, but then they got Trevor Duvall to voice him for seasons 5 and 6. Again, both guys do a really good job. It just like also did a definitive job in my opinion. My favorite episode, I think, was like probably JTV slash Bling Bling 2, or Johnny versus Bling Bling 2, where like I guess they're just playing sort of like a, well, it looks like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat knockoff type game. And I guess he gets into a fight with Bling Bling, and then they end up in a fucking preschool because well, Eugene turned not only him but himself, but also Johnny into a couple of 2 year olds or something, because he created a machine to do that. I guess himself, which I guess he created a vehicle to literally have that type of technology or something, so he didn't have to literally go all the way to Bling Bling Island to do that himself, which I guess it's more convenient that way, I'm assuming. But I don't know. I just thought the episode was actually funny in its own way. Then he just kind of got the idea from the video game to build a building block sword to fight Eugene with it, which they basically just took a bunch of Legos and just made a couple of them for themselves. Um, and I don't know. The one thing I thought was kind of unnecessary is this fucking sissy just walks up to his house after Eugene leaves. After he disarms his missile and throws a fucking baseball at his arm, she's like, "Test!" Like, I'm like, okay. A little bit unnecessary way to really approach Johnny, but okay. She really did it just to really gloat how much of a great player she is in um, Secret Sword 4. And I'm like, so wait, you literally walked all the way to his house, throw a baseball at his arm just to gloat at how much of a good player you are in the video game? I'm like, okay, you like the game and you're good at it. Big fucking whoop to do. It's like, this kind of sounds like you're bragging. Then they literally end up challenging each other to a round of Secret Sword 4. And again, that's one thing that really bugs me is whenever characters have an arrogant type of attitude when it comes to that shit. And then Dookie's like, young love. And then Johnny's like, I do not love her. I hate her. And then I don't know what I thought was funny is like he says, at your age, Johnny, it's the same thing. And I also like that episode. Saturday night is or Saturdays all right for Johnny or something. And then Sissy just kind of jumps in and interferes on the Saturday, and I guess pretends he's William Tell, which I don't even to this day I don't even know what that is. And then Johnny, I guess after how many Saturdays, he's like, if you can't beat him, join him, and then Willie pretends to have a crush on Sissy, which I don't know if he did or not, or actually did, and he just, I guess, Willie figured that out for himself. I don't fucking know. And I also love that one episode called Johnny Tube, which is obviously supposed to be a reference to YouTube. And he wants to, I guess, what he calls wants to be a web star. Or, I mean, now that I look at it, it's basically him wanting to be an influencer or a YouTuber. And and then I remember that high pitched How from that episode is like obviously supposed to be a reference or a parody of Fred from. I don't know if you have ever remember Fred from Nickelodeon or iCarly or way back in those early YouTube days. And he was basically because back in the day, it wasn't just him; it was also the annoying orange, which is like also kind of popular. But in some way, you like kind of watch shit like that, and it just kind of helps you realize like why were these people even popular to begin with? Because they were kind of annoying. And then Susan and Mary tried to literally basically help him become a web star by basically having him test out, or I guess basically do that 1,000 test or something, while at the same time helping him out with his internet video or something. And then Johnny, at the end of the episode, basically just decides to become a web, or I guess not a web star, I'm sorry. I guess he decides to be a rock star. But that's only because the guitar works like an actual guitar. But I don't know. And my other favorite episodes are Johnny Hollywood and Johnny's Turbo Time Rewinder. Oh my god, I cannot tell you how obsessed I was and how much I wanted a Turbo Time Rewinder after watching both those episodes. Well, not Johnny Hollywood, because that's basically it's kind of funny because it's like I think it kind of reminds me a teeny bit of Ready Player One, sort of, except they just basically go into their favorite movies or something, or their favorite Speed McCool movies, and it just kind of makes me wonder how Johnny's dad lets him get away with the shit he does. And I remember, I think Johnny tries to get his wills back after both his twin sisters literally get him in trouble for literally splitting his damn bowling ball, which he didn't even do that, but then he just basically believed it because they fucking rewound him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, Like I love Johnny Test, but sometimes I forget how unlikable some of the characters are in that show. But again, it's still one of my favorite cartoons, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if I'll do a part 4 to this video, but maybe I will. So I guess we'll comment down below if you guys want to subscribe, share. I'll see all you guys are. Peace out.